Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back from the ad break. You are still watching Prime Live. Now, up next, we are honored to have a beautiful conversation with Kagiso Bethuel Booysen, who is the founder and chairperson of the Kagiso Booysen Foundation. Now, we will be speaking about his, inspiring personal journey from humble beginnings to entrepreneurial success that has driven him to establish this foundation with the goal of making a tangible difference in the lives of those facing similar challenges that he once did. Thank you so much for joining us on Prime Lab. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, and thanks for hosting me, and also good evening to your viewers.
Thank you so much. Now, Mr. Kagiso, one thing that I want to start with before we even speak about where it all started, tell us, what does the Kagiso Booysen Foundation do? What exactly do you target?
No, thank you very much. I think the Kagiso Booysen Foundation is all about creating opportunities and making sure that we preserve the dignity of the less fortunate. But in particular, more importantly, is that we strive to make sure that everybody around the world is recognized, and that's what we strive for basically. There's a lot of programs, but we try to bring back ubuntu to the world. We try to bring back dignity, and we also want to make sure that we create more opportunities for each and every citizen of South Africa.
That is beautiful. Now, take us back to how it was incepted. What inspired you to start this foundation?
No, thanks. I think more importantly is my background. I was born in a very small town called Zeerust in the Northwest Province. From a family of 6, we shared a one-room shack from the years when I was born. So, growing up, in such a destitute manner, and obviously in a location where I could tell you that even when you had a mere 10 rand, you were purported to be rich, gave me an opportunity. And I made sure that I had a faith within myself, presented by God, of course, to say, I want to see myself somewhere in the world. And when I become something, I want to let it overflow to the other community members. And that's what inspired it. It's my background and the future for everybody. Because more importantly, is making sure that the situation or the background that I was born in does not again come back and be for my kids or for any other. I don't wish it on any other person. That is why I've started this foundation.
That is beautiful. Now, let's talk about the vision that you have for the foundation, because obviously you started it based on your personal story and the lack that you've seen in your community and your people. So now, what vision do you have for this foundation?
I want to see it thrive. I want to see it blossom. I want to see it helping the community. I want to see it helping the students. I want to see it helping the youth. But more importantly, we strive to make sure that the elderly and those the physically challenged benefit more within our programs. So our vision mainly is to make sure that we set the pace so that the next generation just have to pick up where we left off. Because with the scourge of drugs, we think this is only for the departments, not knowing that even us as the community, us as business people, us as people that care more, we can do it together with the government departments. But mostly our vision is to bring dignity to everybody. And I can tell you with the programs that we are running, the youth does benefit, the elderly does benefit, the less, those, I mean, I would say, I don't like to call people poor, but the ones that were born under unfortunate circumstances do benefit from the programs of our foundation, and that makes us proud. But for a bigger picture, our vision is to make sure that the dignity of each and every person in the world is achieved.
That is such a beautiful thing. I mean, maybe walk us through one of the programs that you have done recently, because I'm sure as you're speaking, we see a lot of passion in the way, you speak about the foundation, and I'm sure viewers at home and myself are very interested to find out exactly what kind of programs do you run. So maybe take us through a program that you have recently done.
No, thanks. I'm happy you raised that because I think it's 2 weeks back we had an elderly of 104 years who was residing. I would probably use the word was, because back then, 2 weeks ago, which is 15 days, she was residing in a shack at 104. She never had an opportunity to get an RDP. So community members engaged us, and then we went to visit the old lady. I can confidently confirm to you that she has 2 beautiful houses now within the space of 14 days.
Oh, that's
Wherein the human settlement and the Premier of the Northwest, I must actually thank him, came and intervened. And our 104-year-old, today, she has a house that she sleeps in, and she doesn't have to worry about visiting the pit toilet again on a wheelchair. Now she has her own bathroom in the house, and it's soft life, if I can put it like that. And that's basically the stakeholders that we worked with as the Kagiso Booysen Foundation and the community itself. And we also have a young girl who got 5 distinctions. Her name is Shotlo Siabi. We're still assessing on how to fund her as time goes, but these are some of the programs that we are engaged with. And the bigger picture that currently we're busy with, and fortunately today we also visited one of the offices of private-public partnerships with government that finances subsidies for those that within a certain range. And we can say that we have struck gold, because they said, okay, let's start communicating. That shows that we are pushing ahead to make sure that even the RDPs or whatever subsidy that can settle our people with dignity, that can confirm that they will ultimately have houses, that makes us smile. And that's what we are busy with right now. But there are quite a lot of programs, of course. We do soup kitchens, we do sports tournaments, we do fun walks, and all in the benefit of the community, with big rewards to the youth in particular.
That is so beautiful. Now, obviously, with the work that you do, this is not the first foundation probably in Northwest. There's a lot of people that are maybe doing similar work, if not less or whatever. What sets Kagiso Booysen's foundation apart from any other foundation that we have seen before?
I think for us, I always tell my team that a smile. A smile. You don't need finances to be able to make it. You don't need donors to be able to make it. But just going to ask somebody, how can I help you? With that smile, can open all the doors, can open finances, can open the donors to show up. Yes, indeed, how we can say we are different from the rest is that we do it with passion. We do it with dedication. And we make sure that when we engage with the community, we don't go there to seek for someone's intervention. We go there voluntarily, knowing that we will bring hope to the people. And with that hope, we comprehend on it, and we make sure that we go look for relevant stakeholders, either it's in government, in private, and make sure that we channel our energies there. That's what separates us from the rest. There's a lot of thinking that people who run foundations have money. I want to indicate to the public that people who run foundations actually are passionate people. Sometimes we don't even have money ourselves. But because we know which doors we can open, we know what mindset we can instill in every person to make sure that there's progress at a certain period, or for a certain event, or for a certain need. That's what pushes us to work more. But it's just that. That's why we are different, because we do voluntary work, and then we don't expect anything in return.
Also, I think another thing that you've said that I want to add on is the fact that you also restore dignity, like you mentioned in the beginning. I mean, the story of the 104-year-old lady is a very inspiring story, and I think restoring dignity, especially amongst, unprivileged communities or communities that are less fortunate, is something that's very impeccable. So that is a great work that you guys are doing. But with running every organization, you do come across difficulties and challenges. What is challenging you, or what has challenged you before in running the organization?
I think more importantly is how society look at you or perceive you to be like. There are negative people and there are also positive people. It depends on how you react to information or any action that is said or done against you. But the most challenging factor is a lack of participation from stakeholders within government. I would literally say departments, because when you have a foundation, if you've got problems of a certain class or community, a certain community section, let's take students for instance, you need to engage with a Department of Education as a registered NPO. But the minute you start going there, it's like you're doing it for a personal reason. That's where the most difficult challenges are at. Government departments coming on board and making sure that this particular NPO is not only the Kagiso Booysen Foundation, but all the other stakeholders. The engagement is not there. The relationship is not there. That's the most challenging thing. But also, again, what is more challenging is I would say, as the foundation, when we have programs, there's a lot of anticipation, there's a lot of hope, there's a lot of community members that say, we know if it's them, it's gonna happen. That put more strain on us because it pushes us further. But the unfortunate part is that sometimes finances are not there. But we do the little, with the little that we have, we do more. But if there was a lot of funding, because Kagiso Booysen does not get funding anyway, not even a single person has ever donated in the last 2 years that we've been in existence. But we've pushed ourselves, we've pushed to the limit to make sure that our community can see the good deeds that we are doing. But the challenges are just like, as we all know, finances and support, especially from government departments.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now, you in the beginning mentioned a very, I think, hopeful story regarding the struggle that you come from, and that is what incepted the idea of you opening up the foundation. And this story, obviously, I'm sure inspires a lot of people. And right now, there could be people that are watching right now that are going through similar challenges. It could be entrepreneurs, it could be young people, anyone from whatever facets of life. What advice would you give to them about, life, about overcoming challenges?
Yeah. The circumstances that you were born around do not determine they don't determine your future or your life in general. That's not your destination. It is just a setback then. So my advice to them is that whatever situation you find yourself in now, you must make sure that you change it yourself, because nobody will change it for you. People will just give you a certain push, but you are the one that has to make the decision that this push is the one that's letting me go. Because a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. Now, the most important thing that I tell even my kids themselves is that, when you are born in poverty, or when you are born less privileged, people, they look down on you. Even if you've made it in life, people still think, no, it's him or that one. They don't know that life changes. There are certain phases of life. You are born today. If you are born today, tomorrow you get a year old, 2 years old, 3 years, until then. But the most important thing is that you are the one that's going to change your life. And your destiny is on your hands. Nobody will be able to say, come here, I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3, live like this. No. But it's you that's going to create opportunities for yourselves. And it's foundations like us that will create foundations for you. That will create opportunities for you. That will push you to a certain level. But it's now yourself as an individual that have to make sure that you reach your destination. But my advice in simple terms is that you are the one that's holding your own destiny. Comprehend on any advice you get that is positive and work on it. Action orientated is the key. Yes.
I mean, that was so inspirational what you just said, and unfortunately, we do not have much time. Our time has run out. I really, really had hoped that we have, I don't know, more time. This is such an inspiring story, and I think you just gave us insight onto what makes the foundation different. I mean, having different discussions or different conversations with different foundation owners or founders is different, and hearing your story also just kind of personalized Kagiso Booysen Foundation. So thank you so much for your time, and thank you for sharing your journey with us.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, and also thanks to my family, Mateo and Lelomo, and
Yes, give
all
it
the other community
whole
members.
shout
So,
out.
yeah, you know, Ziras, the people I know they've been waiting for this
Yeah.
interview, and I want to say thank you for hosting us. And
Yeah.
we know that our community of Ziras right now is very proud of what has happened today, and we love them, and we'll continue doing good for our communities.
Most definitely, may God strengthen you in all the good that you do for your community.
No,
Thank
thank you.
Thank you
very
so much. Viewers at home, that was an amazing conversation that I just had with the founder and chairperson of the Kagiso Booysen Foundation. Listen, I don't have much to say. I think he's taken all my words because he has beautifully spoken about the organization, what it does, and the impact that he's having on his community. But without wasting any time, it's time for us to head over to a quick break. We'll see you right after this.